All right, welcome in everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Whoops. Yay, I see hearts going. That's so cute. All right. Oh. Go back to the full screen. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay. How's everyone doing? Can you hear me good? How about now? Nope, it's getting quieter. Hold on. We always gotta play with the little mouse wheel on there. Okay. We don't want to blow out the mic per se, but we want some. There we go. Okay. Welcome in, everyone. It is Sunday. Wow, Sunday, November 16th. 2025. That's crazy. I can't believe it's 2025. Oh yeah, thank you for the hearts. We need the chat messages aren't popping up. That's fine. Okay, let's go to this full screen. Or let me do my intro real quick. Let's turn down the music. Okay. Welcome in, everyone, to the Inland Empire Political News broadcast. This is broadcast number 7. Yeah. Yes, it is November 16th, 2025. I hope everyone's doing well. Definitely tell me how you're doing in the chat. Personally, I am fantastic. Other than a lot of homework, I am fantastic. So I hope everyone else is doing just as good. We got a lot of big stories today. We have some Yucaipa drama. I guess there's been some interesting developments in the local city council there about warehouses and just development in general. So we'll dive into that together. Hey, sister, I'm glad you're just chilling. So yeah, Yucaipa, and then later on, we have some California gubernatorial stuff to go over. You know how much we love the gubernatorial candidates, so we will be getting into that, watching a little bit of first interactions, so some real political nerd stuff, I think. And later on, we are going to do an enormous deep dive into Trump's tariffs. Wanted to explore a little bit more about it. And talk a little bit about what its consequences are, try to figure things out together. Ultimately, I just have a bunch of reading that I have to do about it, and let's do it together. Let's have some fun. So I hope you'll join me for as long as you can. Definitely don't feel like you have to stick around for the whole thing. It's going to be a longer one today, but let's jump into it. All right. We have this story on the Yucaipa, but I want to start by checking out this Instagram post from KVCR. You know, we all love public radio here. It's from Anthony Victoria. They even tagged his little independent journalist page, I have the Barrio. Shout out to him. Shout out to Anthony Victoria. Yeah, he has a lot of great stuff. He also does the Frontline Observer too, so I'm pretty sure. So a lot of interesting stuff from him. But let's get a little briefing of uh, what's going on in Yucaipa. So this post was from October 29th. Yucaipa's city council voted 3-1 on Monday to let voters decide the fate of a large warehouse project off I-10 or off of the 10. After residents who oppose the project were able to gather the required signatures to get it on the ballot. That's great. Local city people getting in to do politics to better their city. That's what we always need. In August, the council approved an updated version of the freeway corridor specific plan, a development plan that aims to build about 2 million square feet of warehousing along the housing and commercial buildings near Live Oak Canyon Row and the freeway. So that's here. I need to I should have freaking Google Maps. I need to. Where is it? Oh, it's by Redlands, of course. Okay, don't dox myself. Do not dox. Whoa. Oh, good. It thinks I'm all the way over here in Monaco. Great. I'm definitely not going to dox myself. Let's just type in Redlands or Yucaipa. I forget. I really did not personally knew Yucaipa existed as a city until I started working in Redlands, and then I met a crap ton of people that live in Yucaipa, and I think it's very an underappreciated city. So I'm glad to see people are doing things. Oh crap. There we go. Are doing things to make it a more legit city because it's kind of like Horsetown. I mean, I joke about Rancho being Horsetown, USA, but it's really not. And now I'm joking about Yucaipa being Horsetown, and it is also really not. So yeah, let's see. So, it's like right, like surrounding the 10 above Cali Mesa. Hold on. Is it really? So it's just right here? I see. Okay. That's Corona. Thank you, Stardust. Yes. Corona is one horse town, USA. Smells like a horse. If anyone remembers how much Chino used to smell like cows, I need you to validate my childhood in the chat. Because I used to hate and Chino, Fontana, I feel like Fontana is so developed and nice now. It really did used to be a horse town. It used to smell like cows. Okay. Back to this. So, yeah. They're gonna build it there. Let's see if they have. During the meeting, City Clerk Anna Sauceda presented the council with two options: to place one of the referendums on the ballot for an upcoming election, or to repeal the resolution in its entirety. Ultimately, the council voted to place the referendum on the ballot for next year's California primary election, which is set for June 2nd, 2026, citing the need to allow the people to vote. Okay, we have some quotes here from Jana Lovell, who moved to Yucaipa about a decade ago due to its beautiful and open landscape, said it's been rough to navigate truck traffic. Oh, I'm sure it's like big rigs, right? It's got to be. So of course there's this concern that warehouses with 2 million square feet and the traffic with the trucks would increase that traffic, said Lovell. There is a lot of community concern, and I do believe that the community should be able to speak and vote on it. Resident Kathy Sellers, who is also with Yucaipa now, I guess that's an organization, or probably them, getting together, said she's satisfied with the council's decision, but says now the real fight starts. She anticipates that opponents of the referendum are likely to invest time and resources to make sure it fails. Yeah, and by resources she means money. So that's the one like double-edged sword of the situation here. I don't know why the city council, or maybe that was just the only way that the people could actually get to have a say about this project being built there. The city council members probably, I don't know, maybe didn't really want to fight for them, or who knows? Who knows? We'll dive deeper into the story, but I think it's kind of interesting. Sorry, readjusting here. Kind of interesting. Would be interesting to look into why it is going to vote as opposed to just people making a deal, like these officials doing their job, right? So, yeah, that's the bad side that I see of this, is that now the people who want to build that warehouse, who definitely have a lot more resources to spare for their cause, with then the people who are in Yucaipa that collected all the ballots to like make sure to get it to be to be a vote thing. Like that's, yeah. So that's the one bad thing. Hopefully the people of Yucaipa can see through any of the warehouses spending to be in their favor, but we'll see what happens. Oh, Mayor Pro Tem Chris Venable, Mayor Pro Tem Chris Venable said he voted against the measure because of the costs associated with holding a referendum. City Clerk Sauceda reported that placing the referendum on the June ballot would cost an estimated 124,000 while holding a special election in April that would have increased the cost to about almost more than $500,000, I think, 547,000. Venable, who favored repealing the approval, instead also pushed for creating ad hoc committees of residents, landowners, and city officials to find a compromise, a proposal that ultimately failed. Yeah, okay. So we got our answer. We got our answer as to why this is put on the ballot now, or why it's been pushed to be a vote for the people to decide, right? I mean, we spend the money on this and get our butts kicked again, said Venable, and that's what we're trying to tell everybody. We're spending their money. Okay, yeah, but like, why couldn't they get to come to a compromise? I don't know. President Abraham Issa shared that he supported the freeway corridor specific plan, and is concerned Yucaipa is losing out on tax revenue due to the project being halted. Okay, so this resident said that he wants the warehouse to be taxed, and that will be a good income for Yucaipa. I don't know about that. Still, Issa says he supports putting the project up for the voters to decide. There has been so much steady discussion and multiple votes on this issue already, said Issa. Let's finish it on June 2nd, and please vote to have this addressed. in fairness, and the people that signed the referendum and all those who refused to sign it, and let them all vote. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Because yeah, that's going to be interesting. Um all right, so yeah, it's really looks like it's just undeveloped land. Um let's get read this more detailed article from the Sun. Okay, it's cool. I have full access to it. um by Israel J. Caron Jr. Caron. I'm sorry, homie. From the Southern California News Group. Voters will have their say on a proposed initiative to overturn a plan that would allow warehousing near Live Oak Canyon in the Yucaipa City Council has decided. A council majority voted Monday, October 27th, to put the initiative on the June 2nd ballot, a move the city officials will say will cost about $124,000. Okay. After the council vote, Kathy Sellers, an organizer with Yucaipa neighbors opposing warehouses. Okay, so that's the Yucaipa Now group that we were talking about earlier. Said the group behind the initiative scored its first victory in a longer fight. We won the battle, Sellers said. We haven't won the war, and it's going to be a hard-fought war. The neighbor group forced the council to revisit the freeway corridor specific plan, which lays out the roadmap for future housing, commercial, industrial development along the 10 freeway near Live Oak Canyon. After gathering signatures from about 10% of Yucaipa's registered voters on the petition for the ballot initiative. Well, they only need 10%. I mean, I guess it's better than a number. I don't know how city governments work. Critics argue that a freeway plan will permanently change the city's rural character, whereas Yucaipa officials believe the project included in the plan presents opportunities for economic development. And I hate to interrupt this, but I think on this broadcast, we have found at least out of all the articles we've read on stream, we have not found any valid reason for warehouses benefiting, for building more warehouses in the community. So I'm going to take a stance and say that I don't think it will present a lot of at least long-term economic opportunities. Oh no, that's me. That's my opinion. But y'all let me know what you think. If building more warehouses will bring better economic opportunities. So I'm understanding that as bringing jobs, bringing more people, bringing more housing, better for businesses because there's going to be more people living there, more schools, and that's what I see, right? That's what I think they mean when they say economic opportunities with this development. So, but I don't know. Monday evening, the council had two options: overturn the freeway plan or send it to the voters. Mayor John Thorpe and Councilmember Bob Miller and Judy Woolsey voted to put the initiative on the ballot, a move opposed by Mayor Pro Tem Chris Venable. So, he's the new mayor that got elected, I think. Miller, who is currently the subject... No... Okay. Councilmember Bob Miller, who is currently the subject of an ongoing investigation for allegedly authorizing payments to his wife. What, homie? Hold on, let's. Oh crap! Hold on. We'll jump into this a second. Mr. Bob Miller. Damn, I should have put his name in the title. Okay, open link in new tab. Thank you. Yucaipa councilman under fire for allegedly okaying 446. Thank you, Stardust. I love when we accidentally find controversy. Exactly. You can't write this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is why people love reality TV, because it's just so off the rails. It's just out of left field. It's like, of course, like, you wouldn't accept you like we're literally reading this story about a warehouse, people of the community not wanting this warehouse to be built, and we stumble across one of the council members just giving himself money, or at least giving his wife money. That's crazy. Oh man, what a haircut, bro. This is the guy. Yucaipa Council is asking council member Bob Miller to resign in connection with a city business contract with his wife that he may be a violation of state conflict of interest laws. Oh my god. No, of course it was. Of course it was. Oh man, that's crazy. Wait, is there other drama too? Huh. Miller replaced Gardner. I'm assuming that's a previous guy. In December, after the latter was recalled from office. Gardner was one of the three council members originally targeted for recall by a group alleging the trio colluded to appoint former city manager Chris Mann. Isn't that the dude who we just read his name? In January 2023. Only Gardner was recalled in the November election, and shortly after Miller's appointment to fill the vacancy, the new council member was among those who voted in March to put Mann on administrative leave before officials announced the city manager was leaving under a $279,000 separation agreement. So he got paid like someone's full ass annual salary to leave. Oh my god, the circumstances behind Mann's departure were unclear, with the city labeling it a transition in leadership. Bro, what did he do? What did this Mr. Mann do? Literally, his name is Mann. Okay, hold on. We can't with that. Let's go back to, we'll save Mr. that dude for later, because that's crazy. Bob Miller, we'll come back to him. Okay. The right thing to do in a democracy is let the community vote, Miller said. You gotta give credit to the folks. They got the oh, he's like, they got the signatures. Woolsey agreed. Wait, Woolsey is the other. Hold on, let me look up the Yucaipa. UCAIP city. I just want to see all their pictures so we could put faces to names. Okay. Oh shoot, they have city council meetings. Let's see. Oh. The meeting that they're talking about happened October 27th. Oh, whatever. Their freaking pathetic ass website is not working. Let's go to this. Oh my god. Theater mode, thank you. Oh man, their little city hall, whatever this is called, chambers, looks lame. Hold on. Why are they clapping for them, bro? What did they do to deserve an applause? They just sat down to start their job. Chill.
Okay.
The residents aren't really. We'll start with Edward Timmons, followed by Terry Allen and David Duran.
Edward Timmons, District 3. We've gathered over 10,000 signatures to meet the legal requirements for placing two important measures on the ballot. Measures that, as you know, directly impact the future of Yucaipa. These signatures represent thousands of residents who want the opportunity to vote and have their voices
Oh my God,
heard.
sorry, this is like a
I
4-hour
respectfully
thing.
urge the council to
Let
call an
me
election
go back.
and include both
I jumped a
measures
little
when the
too far ahead, I think.
George Sardison, followed by Chris Markarian.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is George Sardison.
And deliberation of the many important issues before us tonight. We could not continue our closed session due to only 3 council members being there.
Oh, isn't that right?
Your motion is
Huh.
to move this entire meeting?
Yes.
Okay. That sucks.
So if we, well, before we do
They
that,
don't
let's-
know. Bro,
let's
these
carry on the
people
application.
in
What divisions
government
will
do
be
not
rolled
know
call,
how to run
and
these
then we can
these things.
address the motion on hand. Is that work for you?
Okay.
All right. So let's do the invocation and then we'll do the pledge.
As it was in the closed session.
Okay. So does, for staff purposes in City Hall, does next Monday work?
So there is one item that the city attorney is concerned about delaying, and that item is item 13, which is an adoption of an updated floodplain management ordinance. So this is an ordinance that establishes flood requirements under our building code. It needs to be on the books by October 31st, which is why it's on your agenda as an urgency item.
Hey,
Communicated
thank
to
you,
staff with
DV8. Yes, I am trying to cover local news, and we are covering the city of Yucaipa right now. So yeah,
the remaining
thank
items,
you for following, and thank you for being here.
obviously it's up to the council, and the council doesn't need to approve that ordinance, but it is our recommendation that you would take action on at least that one tonight before you would consider adjourning to another day, unless that day is before October 31st, of course.
So would council entertain at least that, handling that order of business this evening?
You might be
Okay.
interested in the fact that Assemblyman Greg Wallace is doing a virtual town hall on flood insurance Thursday night from 5 to 6, and there'll be the exec.
Sorry, we're jumping
before
around real
council in
quick.
December, if that's what you want to do.
Let's see, I would
And
imagine they push it
understanding
to
is
the
that you have-
end. All the
Yeah,
drama.
Maybe. I've seen it once in Yucaipa, and I was actually it was Redlands, Outer Highway, and
Wait, is this
whatever it is. Outer
one
Highway,
of the
so
other council members? He came late.
That was a fuel station when I was a kid. I think it's called Rusty's convenience store. Yeah. So it can be done, but there's a lot of environmental that takes place, and it just doesn't make sense, right? When there's a lot of
All right, whatever. Let's get back to the article. But it's cool to see. We'll have to like save that for later. Let me share the link in chat. All right. There's been a lot of time and money spent on this plan. I have voted twice for it because I believe in it. I think it's a good plan. I think the community needs it, she said. However, I also believe it is important to allow all community members to vote. Of course, it's going to be at a cost. The cost associated with an election led Venable to present an alternative solution. You bring it to the voters in June. How much is it going to cost us? Okay, we already know it's going to cost a lot. Council member Justin Beaver, an Azusa Police Department sergeant, did not vote on Monday. He missed that part of the meeting. Was that the dude that we saw come in? I swear if that's Council member Beaver. Beaver. Justin Beaver. What a name, bro. Council member Justin Beaver. Bro, I see, that's what I'm saying. You can't write this crap. This is better than reality TV. Justin, like, we used to make fun of Justin Bieber and call him Justin Beaver. This is this whole ass government man. This is this whole ass police officer's name. No, thank you. Thank you, sister. I love this too. Look, see, even Google's like, did you mean Justin Bieber? No. Hold on, let me type in councilman. Oh, it kind of looks like that dude. Here, let's check out his Facebook page real quick. Okay. Wait. He seems like he's a veteran, so thank you for your service, sir. A Yucaipa city councilman, a police sergeant, and a 5th generation Yucaipian. I think that's how you say it. Yucaipian. Okay. I don't know what FPPC ID is. But Hold on, let's pull up. Okay, he looks like a cop. Yep, that's him. That's him. Of course, a cop would wear a hoodie to but I guess it's okay because it's a Yucaipa merch, right? So it's okay that he's wearing it. Silly, brother, silly. Okay. All right, let's get back to the article. Council member Justin Bieber, an Azusa Police Department sergeant, did not vote Monday because he missed the meeting, Thorpe said, because he was responding to the shooting death of San Bernardino County. Okay. He was late to the meeting because he was chasing that guy on the freeway. Y'all remember that we covered that? We literally covered it on this broadcast here in Ranch Cucamonga. This guy on the motorcycle. We all remember that. The guy on the motorcycle killed an officer, I think at Victoria Gardens, at the Victoria Gardens. Such an insult to the entirety of the city of Ranch Cucamonga. Kill an officer at the Victoria Gardens. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, it was October 27th. Okay, he has a legit alibi, I guess. Hilarious. Okay, okay, yeah, it was this officer, Andrew Nunez, yeah. So he was responding to that, and I'm pretty sure every other cop in Southern California was responding to that. So it's like, homie, they got it. What are you gonna do? You have a whole nother other civic duty job. Go do that one. I don't know. That's my 2 cents there. All right, back to the article. Thank you. Yes, it's crazy. The names are insane. Okay. The council's vote Monday comes as the city continues to advocate for the freeway corridor plan at public meetings on its social media. Okay. During the public comment portion of the meeting, Sellers said a recent post on the city's official Instagram account supporting the freeway plans was shockingly dishonest. I wonder, and this is just my idea that I'm throwing out there, I wonder if maybe some of the city council members are getting like a little bit kickback or something to have this thing be built here, and the only way that they could probably keep whatever kickback they got was if they said that they tried all they could and let the people decide, and then when the people say no, you can't build this building here, everyone wins except for the building. Okay, so yeah, why would the city Instagram account be posting something that they don't even know is going to happen yet or not? Very strange. The video posted October 16th, which interim city manager Jennifer Crawford. Oh, I think we saw her picture. She was that blonde lady. That's okay. It's okay. I thought maybe I would see her here because there was a little zoom. Okay. It's okay. That's the city. Oh, see, there's her little name badge right there. She's right next to the city attorney. Okay. We don't need this anymore. Or this. Okay. On the video posted October 16th, which interim city manager Jennifer Crawford said in an email was created using generative artificial intelligence, makes several arguments in favor. Wait, hold on. Did she use? The video posted October 16th, which interim city manager Jennifer Crawford said in an email was created using generative AI, makes several arguments in favor of the freeway plan. In the video, an AI voice tells viewers the plan is a critical piece to meet state-mandated housing units. Okay, so the city marketing page used AI to advertise this? What? Oh man. What in the world, brother? Hold on. That's wild. I need to break open the Pepsi for this. I'm sorry. The tiny Pepsi. Oh, whoops. Generative chicken with rice? No. That's funny. Yeah, why? Now we got to find this video. They probably took it down though. Okay. The video warns that if the freeway plan does not advance, the state may invalidate the city's housing plan, requiring the relocation of over 2,400 homes, including 500 affordable units throughout existing neighborhoods. So the video warns that the AI video said that if this plan does not happen, then the city's not going to be able to build all these homes. Did they say that we're going to do that? This is another example of dishonest rhetoric used by the city to intimidate the public and convince the people not to sign the petitions. It didn't work, sellers said during the public comment. Freeway, how about more robust public transportation? I'm telling you. DV8, where they're gonna build this warehouse is it surrounds this freeway in this area. It's like so I mean it's perfect for trucks and the warehouse, because it's literally going to be built around the entire freeway. It's like a port essentially. It's going to be a port of a warehouse where there's going to probably be a crap ton of trucks, because the 10 freeway runs all the way to LA. Am I wrong? Hold on. Yes, the 10 freeway runs all the way to LA, and I lost there we go. The 10 freeway runs all the way to the coast. And does it go down to San Diego? No, I don't know. I need to get out more. So yeah, the freeway would only be benefiting the warehouse, and that's just it would be benefiting the trucks. So it would be like a massive, like imagine if we built like a central station, like a Union Station or something for public transportation, where there's like a bus hub connected to rail, blah, blah, blah. We're doing like the opposite of that. We're doing that for shipping and logistics. We're literally creating faster transportation for big rigs and business and for shipping containers. Insane. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just learned how important shipping containers are to our entire lifestyle. So I'm not going to crap on shipping containers and trucks. I just wish we had like maybe they had their own roads or something that they could destroy, that my lowered Subaru Impreza does not have to, she needs to have flat roads, and these trucks are destroying the roads. So I can't even lower my car all the way down as far as I want, because I got to avoid potholes. So yeah, thank you for pointing that out. That was hilarious. It's a public transportation hub for logistics. Oh, thank you, Marcella. It is very true. All right. Sellers said the Yucaipa council and staff regularly ignore the will of the people, choosing instead to continuously endorse the plan. Okay, so they have to be in the business's pockets, right? That's pretty much what the Sun is saying here. Am I wrong? The Yucaipa Neighbors Group has also gathered enough signatures on a petition to potentially nullify the ordinance that rezoned over 1,000 acres for the warehouse development. Oh, so like city council was like, yeah, we're already doing this. We're already zoning out for the warehouse. Great. Members of the group say they collected and submitted more than 5,000 signatures, exceeding the required number for the initiative. City staff told the council Monday that they expect the San Bernardino County Registrar of Voters to verify the signature. They have to verify them? Come on, bro. Should that happen, the council would then consider whether to place the proposed initiative on the... Okay, so I think they already did that because we already read that it was already put on the ballot. After the council's vote on Monday, Sellers said there's a lot at stake if both initiatives fail. If we lose the referendum and the ordinance is in place, there will be more warehouses to come. That is so true. If you build one port, it's like the paradox. I don't know if it's a paradox or not, but like the more you expand the lanes on a freeway, it's like it doesn't actually make, traveling any faster. Adding lanes does not make traffic go away. Yeah, I'm saying we should focus on improving public transit instead of other things. What is this warehouse thing about? Is it good, bad? I think it's bad. I mean, it's going to be great for for the logistics industry and great for shipping and stuff. I mean, is going to be probably, I'm sure it's going to boost a little bit of our economy. Is it going to bring jobs? Probably initially. We've on this broadcast we covered the Amazon warehouses, how they haven't exactly brought all the jobs that they promised they would. So I don't expect it to and on top of it not bringing enough jobs. The quality of jobs is not the best. It's a lot of minimum wage jobs or jobs that people are getting burnt out on. So I don't know. It could be a good thing for some people. Could be a bad thing for others. On this broadcast, I try to be neutral, but of course I'm going to be realistic and share my opinion. Probably Big Oil's idea. Yeah. Big Oil, big tech too. As Councilman Miller pointed out, which Councilman Miller is under hot water for giving his wife taxpayer money. Crazy. A couple of times, 90% of the voters in the city didn't sign the referendum, even though we got over 10,000 signatures, Sellers said. So that's a lot of people that we need to educate. That's the end of that article. Crazy. So, yeah, we'll see. That'll be a hot race to watch. If in the small city of Yucaipa, I don't even know what their population is, but I mean, you can see if this is the entire city, it's small. Redlands is way bigger, has more, but I think this is where the fires were recently. So I hope that they are safe because there was probably a crap ton of rain. No, not there was probably a crap ton of rain. There was a crap ton of rain this entire past weekend. And if all this area is freshly burned, mudslides are coming for sure. So I hope anyone living in Yucaipa is safe because it's been a lot of rains. Okay. Let's let me open up this other article because it's connecting to the city of Yucaipa again. It's from this guy. His name is Robert Hayden. He is a journalist and has what's it called? What's the old-fashioned version of streaming? Radio. He has a radio show. In the high desert. So he focuses on high desert stuff. So I just barely found out about him. So shout out to high desert people. This is Z 107.7 FM. Oh, in Joshua Tree. Okay, so yeah, he's way out there. But good for him. He's pretty cool. I followed him on Instagram. He seems like pretty legit. So I don't mean to make fun of radio, but it is the old form of streaming. Here, let's actually listen to his broadcast.
The consent agenda at town meetings is something that generally doesn't get much attention or require discussion. It's a routine part of procedure. I'll let Mayor Jeff Droz describe it.
Items are enacted by one motion and a second without separate discussion unless a member of the town council or town staff requests dialogue on a specific item.
Town clerk Leslie Copeland didn't sugarcoat it.
Mayor, we have a lot of requests to speak for item number 4.
And with that, the First Amendment provision and protection policy was plucked from the consent agenda, where it was nested between a community center HVAC replacement item and senior center roofing updates. But first, Deputy Town Manager Frank Lacchino gave an overview of the policy and recommended the Town Council approve it.
Ensuring and establishing First Amendment rights at town events.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Cat came through. That was my orange demon. My oldest child. His name is Beebs. Ironically, I started calling him Beebs for like Justin Bieber because we used to call Beebs, Justin Bieber Beebs. But his name is it's capital B, lowercase b, BB. But Beebs is a cute nickname here. Let's see if we could get him. Woo. We don't need to see that much light. But yeah, orange demon, totally crazy. There are little water bowls on my desk, so that's why he was up here. Or he's probably mad that I stole his seat. We don't need to say cat butt on screen. Yeah. So. Okay, cool. He's going to his own little seat right there. He's right there. That's good. Okay. Yeah, back to Mr. What's his name? Robert Hayden. It's okay. He's probably wondering what's wrong with you because he thinks you're talking to yourself. Yeah. But that's he should be used to it. I do that all the time anyways. All right, back to this.
Lacchino says that the Summer Music Festival in 2019 was the impetus for the policy. Residents passing out religious material and holding signs up at the front of the stage meant not everyone got to enjoy the concert series.
And at that time, the policy was brought forward to the council to protect, again, that free speech that was out there, but also have that provision to protect the event as well. And
Town Legal Counsel Thomas Jeck says the town has to balance two things: safe, accessible, orderly community events for everyone, as well as the public's right to free speech and free expression. Here's Thomas.
In order to balance those interests, the law allows the town to regulate speech activities in what's known as time and place and manner standards.
Any free speech and expression policy that's applied at town events has to be content neutral, meaning whatever law is put into place has to apply to all speech, regardless of content or message. Jeck says that the policy does this with free speech zones.
It allows speech and expression in certain areas during the town events.
In case you didn't catch it, those certain areas are what most residents came to talk about on Tuesday night, and they really came out. A quick head count, the first hour of the meeting had 90 to 100 residents who showed up. Deborah Savitz started things off saying that confining expression to designated zones may have been written with good intentions, but it violates the First Amendment.
Cases such as U.S. versus Grace and McCullen versus Coakley make clear that sidewalks, parks, and public plazas are traditional public forums. And in a democracy, the entire public square is a free speech zone.
Melissa Spurs says that free speech zones don't reflect well in the town.
Yucca Valley wants to brand itself as a culturally vibrant small town destination with its galleries, film festivals, and creative energy. But this kind of underhanded policy making, suppression of civil rights, and let's not forget the town's cruel and inhumane mismanagement of its animal shelter undermines that image entirely. This makes the town look less like Telluride or Park City and far more like a corrupt backwater dump that people speed through and never look back.
thank you, Melissa. Who's next?
Overall, there were 23 public comments on the free speech policy, most or all referencing the fundamental right of free speech and the timing and manner in which the free speech policy was reintroduced.
I'm Major Greg Herring, and I've got 35 years in this Morongo Basin, and I find it absolutely appalling that this city has chosen now to implement restrictions on where our First Amendment rights can be used, especially now when the group that is trying to fight for the ethical treatment of our animals is planning a demonstration, a peaceful one, guaranteed by our Constitution, a Constitution that I fought for 40 plus years.
James Porter cleared up any confusion on whether the animal advocacy group would protest the Yucca Valley Film Festival.
There's no doubt in my mind that this policy is a direct response to the message that we are going to put out that's unpopular with the town. Will we protest? You bet we will. And I personally will not comply with this unconstitutional policy. And you're welcome to send Captain Warwick and his people over to arrest us.
After about 40 minutes of public comments, it went back to the council. Councilmember Rick Dennison says he's open to more dialogue on the policy, and Councilmember Jim Schooler agreed.
Like Councilmember Dennison, if we need to table this and scrub it, so that we can accommodate what we're trying to accomplish, which isn't muzzling anybody for sure.
Councilmember Robert Lombardo raised the ire of the audience a little bit when he mentioned the cost of the film festival, which he referred to as his baby. He also said he learned a lot and would also be in favor of tabling the issue. Mayor Jeff Droz was in favor of the policy, saying it wasn't only for the film festival, but for all town events. He also says that he saw statements online referring to the protesters banging drums and other loud things on the red carpet.
Nobody mentioned that tonight. So that's very disruptive. And like you're being disruptive right now when I'm speaking, I didn't interrupt you, did I? I am in favor of this policy, and I will be voting yes. So I will make a motion, and we'll see how the council votes. So I want to move to accept this policy.
Wow.
So does anybody want to second that? We need 3 votes. So
Damn.
I guess nobody wants to second my thing, so I guess we'll table it.
Thank you.
Councilmember Lombardo then made a motion to table the policy and review it further with more public input on how to achieve that balance of town events and free speech. It was seconded by Councilmember Schooler, and the policy was tabled with only Mayor Droz dissenting. Reporting for Z1077 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
All right. So Z1077 News. Pretty cool. I just realized that I probably introduced this by saying it was Yucaipa. And my dyslexic ass saw Yucca Valley and was like, oh yeah, it's Yucaipa. Let's put it together. So I just wanted to clarify that in case I did make that connection. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. Shout out to Robert Hayden. It sounds like there's some, again, similar thing happening in Yucaipa. Local city council struggling to I guess do their jobs, honestly. Do their jobs and make decisions that reflect the benefits of their people, of their constituents, and they are failing at that. So all right, let's get to this next thing that we wanted to watch. It's this debate type thing. Video unavailable, brother. It's for state level gubernatorial candidates. There was a debate here in Los Angeles, I think. Well, let me make sure. Oh, that's why when I searched Google Maps, my thing went to Monaco because my VPN's on Monaco. What am I, an F1 driver? Ha 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 ha. They all live in Monaco. Let's go to We are back. Sorry for if we dropped connection. Monaco Dam, I wish, I know.
And Donald Trump would
Okay,
like
okay, sorry about that. We are back. If it dropped connection, let's get into this. So, decision 2026, Health Matters, the race for California governor. Let me speed it up a little bit here. Okay, I think they're getting...
You're
There we
watching
go.
Health Matters, the race for California governor.
Sorry. All right.
Good afternoon to everyone here at UC Riverside and to those joining
Oh,
us.
it happened here at UC Riverside.
Hi, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams from NBC4 in Los Angeles. I've spent more than 40 years reporting on communities all around our state, including right here in the Inland Empire.
Yo.
This forum is being broadcast live all across the state today. There are watch parties being held in
Oh,
Riverside,
man, watch
in Orange County,
parties?
and in
Those
Fresno.
classrooms are
I'm
be
joined
looking
today by Dr.
empty.
Paulette Brown-Hines. Paulette.
Thank you, Colleen, and hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Paulette Brown-Hines, publisher of Black
Oh,
Voice News.
damn, she's
a
from
media outlet that
Black
started
Voice
here on the
News.
UC Riverside campus more than 50 years ago. This campus and this region helped shape my voice as a publisher and as a leader, and the Inland Empire reflects so much of California's future, diverse, resilient, and full of possibility. That's why this forum here matters. Our community's perspectives must be a part of shaping the direction of our state. And the questions you'll hear today were informed by our residents from across California, including many right here, to lift up voices
Damn,
and
there's a lot of
experiences
people
that are
there.
too often left out of statewide policy discussions.
What
We're
an
grateful to
awkward
share this space with
shot.
you.
Today's forum is nonpartisan. Our role is to
All right.
ensure that each candidate has an equal and fair opportunity to share their vision for improving the health and the well-being of all in California. I want to tell you quickly how today's candidates were selected to participate. Declared candidates for governor were contacted and invited to express their interest in participating. Those who responded by the deadline were reviewed using the same objective criteria based on publicly available information on polling and fundraising and campaign activity. Based on that entire process, 6 candidates were invited, 2 declined. And 4 of those candidates
Two
are here
declined.
with us today.
Who declined?
Former U.S.
Oh,
Secretary
probably
of
the
Health and Human
Republican,
Services,
huh?
Javier Becerra, California State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Tony Thurman, former
Yeah,
Speaker
if
of the
it was,
California
if
State
2
Assembly,
declined, it was definitely Chad
Villaraigosa,
Bianco, who's running, the sheriff from Riverside. And then, why would he not show up to this? This is UC Riverside without a doubt.
One of the partners who helped make today possible.
Okay.
It's my pleasure to introduce Richard
The second one is the other Republican, who is that guy from Fox News, that British guy. I forget what his name is, like Steve Hilton or something like that.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Health Matters, a public forum focused on the health and well-being of the people of California. I'm Richard Tate, the president and CEO of the California Wellness Foundation. We are here to hear from the candidates for governor how they plan to shape the future of health in our state.
Chad Bianco's
The
running.
California Wellness Foundation is proud to co-host this nonpartisan forum with 10 other charitable foundations, all of us united in our commitment to the health and well-being of Californians. And the heart of that commitment is health equity, the belief that everyone deserves a fair chance to live a healthy life, no matter who you are or where you're from. But the reality is that too many Californians face barriers to health and wellness in our state. The families who can't afford to pay for health care.
Oh shit, there was Riverside Mayor, I forget what her first name is, but her last name is Locke Dawson.
Who can't get the care and the respect that they deserve. The communities who are fighting to be
This is actually really cool. I'm
and
psyched
valued.
that this happened.
The people who have not been
It was
helped
streamed a week ago.
or not at all. We are here in Riverside in the Inland Empire, and we are joined by an audience of 300 people who know these struggles and who are working every day to improve the future of California. And we're joined by many others, 25 watch parties across the state, people gathered in Fresno, in Sacramento. in
Oh, so
Garden
since
Grove,
we
in
deserve
Orange
health
County,
care,
and we all
are we
stand
going to
here
universal
ready
health care
to work
system?
with
Brother,
our
I
governor
wish,
to ensure
I
that every
wish we
Californian
could
can
have
thrive
that.
with help, with opportunity.
But honestly, I think this debate also includes the environment and stuff, so kind of interesting.
Let's get started.
Thank you, Richard. Now, we'll take just a moment to explain how today's forum will work. We'll be asking a series of questions, and each candidate will have 90 seconds to respond. We'll rotate the speaking order throughout. Most of the questions you'll hear today will come from us as moderators, and 2 questions will come directly from audience members here at UC Riverside. We're asking candidates to keep their responses focused on the issues and to maintain a respectful and civil conversation throughout. There will be no rebuttals or crosstalk between candidates. At the end of the forum, each candidate will have 90 seconds to share closing
Brother,
remarks.
I live for the
We're also asking
rebuttals.
our audience to help us out here. Hold your applause until we introduce all of the candidates. All right, are we ready to go?
We're ready.
All right,
Wait, I
let's
think
meet
there's
our
Norma
candidates. Please
Torres
welcome
back
Betty
there,
Yee,
honestly.
former California State Controller.
Oh. Betty
Next,
Yee.
Antonio Villaraigosa, former Speaker of the California Assembly. and 41st
Villaraigosa.
Mayor
Y'all
of
know
Los
him
Angeles.
from Los Angeles. Sorry.
Tony Thurmond, California State Superintendent of Public Instruction.
I don't know
And
this guy at
Javier
all.
Becerra, former U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services. All right, now,
Yay.
applause. Please welcome all of
Ex
our
Javier
candidates.
Becerra. Oh, not that I'm supporting him or anything. I don't know anything. I just like his name, Javier, with
Let's
an
get right
X.
to our first question. Access to affordable, quality health care remains out of reach for many Californians. According to the Health Matters poll, 79% of Californians identify healthcare affordability as a top concern. If elected, what specific actions will you take to ensure all Californians, regardless of immigration status, can access affordable,
Ooh, that's a good
high-quality
question.
health care? Secretary Becerra, we'll start with you.
Well, first, thank you for the question. And
Wow.
as I go throughout
He
the
looks
state,
good,
I will be
not gonna
California's
lie.
healthcare governor because we will not take a knee to what Donald Trump has done to healthcare. We will not go backwards. We are on the verge of giving every Californian a chance to see the doctor or have their child go to the hospital when necessary without having to go bankrupt. And we're not going to go backwards. So what I tell you is that even though we suffered a $1 trillion cut to our Medicaid programs, and Donald Trump would like to see us cut back on the number of people who have access to that care, we're not going to go there. We're going to continue to provide everyone, regardless of your income, regardless of your zip code, regardless of your status, with access to the care that you and your children need.
So I just want to say real quick, since this is basically a debate between Democrats, right? They should be supporting healthcare no matter what, right? I think the make or break here is how far they're going to say that the government, especially the federal government, should be paying for Californians' healthcares. I just want to point that out.
There I can mention is not once did we ever charge any American a dime to be able to get that COVID vaccine and be safe. I say
that was universal healthcare right there, the COVID vaccines. That was socialism.
Against some of the largest drug companies in the world and made sure we were able to drop prices up to 80% in some cases. And so when I say I'm going to be California's healthcare governor, I say that because I did it, not just because I'm trying to promise something.
Dude, I could get behind that.
If you want to know where a leader's going to take you, know where they've come from. And this son of immigrants, first to have a chance to go to college, first to have a chance to become an attorney,
Just like
congressman,
Alex Padilla.
Attorney General for the state of California, and then Secretary of Health and Human Services, knows how to deliver, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to deliver health care for all Californians.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Superintendent Thurmond.
Thank you all for being here and for giving me this opportunity to share a few ideas. As the Inland Empire's newest resident, I take great pride and pleasure to say that we're going to change the conditions that people in the Inland Empire live with. As you all know, this is the region that has the worst air quality in the entire United States. And we have to provide more resources to address respiratory care and other illnesses that are associated. And we have to make sure that there are jobs that we can have that aren't going to contribute to negative health conditions for those in our community and in our state. As a former legislator, I'm proud to have voted to provide
he's a Californian. He's just from Monterey.
Immigrant children and their families. And as governor, I will restore those programs to those who've lost those benefits in California. I've spent as a social worker the better part of my career.
Oh, he was a social worker. Okay.
Programs like Medi-Cal and Medicaid to have access to health care.
It's a tough
and to mental
job.
health resources, and we'll continue to build on that. And as governor, I will work with our members of Congress to reverse the effects of the big, ugly bill that kicked elderly people and disabled people off
He
of
said
the rolls
the
of Medicare. We are going to
BBL
make
is
sure that we
actually
have single
ugly.
payer in this state under my administration, and everyone will have health care. I know what it is to see a family member struggle without health care. My brother lost his job and lost his health care when he's 35 years old, and he suffered from a rare liver disorder that took his life. He stopped going to a doctor because he didn't have health insurance. And it is a tragedy that in this state, that the fourth wealthiest economy in the world, that we would ever allow that. That changes on my watch as your governor, as we will have health care for every single Californian and health care access. And those who live in the IE will have jobs where they have employers who provide health care because it is a responsibility in health care.
That was kind of powerful,
honestly.
honestly.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was better than Javier.
A reminder, we're going to stop at the end of the But thank you.
I was clapping for him.
Thank you, Mayor Villaraigosa. Thank you.
Already, Mr. Charm
How would you answer that question?
making moves on the.
Well, first of all, thank you for having.
Sorry, why did he stand up? Don't stand up for Villaraigosa. Okay, I want to remind everyone that former mayor of Los Angeles, Antonio Villaraigosa, had a scandal where he cheated on his wife with a Telemundo, with a journalist, with a reporter. And look at, you can already see he's making moves on these reporters like it's second nature.
Having me here today in the Inland Empire. I grew up in a home with a mother who had
Los
to struggle
Angeles.
to make ends meet, a single mom. And I had multiple surgeries when I was 6 weeks old and all through my teenage
No way.
years. And my mother had to quit her job. And I remember seeing on her face the worry of having to worry about the medical
He's
bills
looking
that I was
old. I
And
hate
never
to say
forgot
he's
that,
looking
Which is why
old.
when I became Speaker of the when I became an Assembly member, I tried to expand Medi-Cal to 200% of poverty for kids. They didn't end up doing that for 15 years.
He also
Later,
needs to
I did the
update
Healthy
his
Families
diet
program,
job. His
the
roots
largest
are
expansion
showing
of healthcare for
terribly. I
children
hate to say.
since Medi-Cal
His roots
until
are showing
Obamacare
terribly.
expanded as much as we did. I was focused on healthcare because my own experience in the neighborhood I grew up in was a neighborhood where the vast majority of people didn't have health insurance. And the next governor is going to have to push back against an administration that has eviscerated the safety net, Medi-Cal, Obamacare. Some 3 million people will be without care as a result. Now, I'm not going to sell you snake oil. It is going to be tough to provide that care.
Whoa.
But I'm absolutely
Whoa. Sorry. He said, I'm not going to sell you snake oil. Healthcare is snake oil, homie? Oh, man. Okay. Remember like a couple minutes ago when I was like, this is going to be a debate against all Democrats, and the argument is going to be how far you go in having the government pay for that. What I'm getting from Mr. Villaraigosa is he's like, nope, no government should pay for it. Yikes. I don't know. Call me out, Chad, if I'm wrong, but that's what I'm understanding him saying. Also, I quickly wanted to point out what a handsome man he used to be. Look at that thick black hair, bro. And then to have the audacity to let your roots show like this. Just go fully gray. Go fully gray. I'm telling you right now, do it. All right. That'll be the only time I criticize a man on this broadcast again.
Because government has always served the rich and the powerful. The role of government should be to help the least among us, the people who are struggling every single day like my mother did. And I've done that.
Bro is washed. Hell yeah. Thank you,
do that as
DV8.
governor as well.
Thank you, sir. Controller Yee.
Thank you, Paula, for the question. We live in this wonderfully diverse state of California, and one of the things that I hope we're able to do when we look at what is coming at us from this Trump administration is how we're going to build back better. We have
Yep,
the
that was the
opportunity to
original
reimagine
BBB,
healthcare in
Build
ways
Back Better.
that can be much more responsive to unique communities' needs. And as I travel the state, it has really become evident to me that we cannot have a one-size-fits-all healthcare system, that the needs are quite
What?
diverse. And here in the Inland Empire, one of the great promises that I think I would like to invest in here is how do we uplift a healthcare workforce right here in the IE that can be responsive to being able to provide culturally competent care, that can be responsive to the chronic health conditions that so many are suffering with. And as we look at what is happening around the state, every single region of California has unique attributes and needs. And so I believe we're going to be at a time where, yes, this will be very tough to fight back what is coming at us from the federal government, but at the same time, it's creating an opportunity for us to look at different types of partnerships in our communities, to look at healthcare where we are being informed by the people who are the most affected. I'm a big believer in proximate leadership. Those who are the most affected and living the experiences are probably the best architects of the solutions. And we really need to have them at the table, but more importantly, have them be the future of what healthcare looks like in our respective regions. I'm a daughter of immigrants. My father died at an early age. He did not have.
Wait, sorry, hold on. I just want to run that back. She said a one-size-fit-all solution is not going to be it. That's literally what universal healthcare is. It's a one-size-fits-all solution. I don't understand where she, like, I'm so confused. I mean, I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt right now. Hold on.
Us from this Trump administration is how we're going to build back better. We have the opportunity to reimagine healthcare in ways that can be much more responsive to unique communities' needs. And as I travel the state, it has really become evident to me that we cannot have a one-size-fits-all healthcare system.
No, why would you say that? That's such an L. That is such an L. I don't understand why she would say that. A one-size-fit-all situation, ain't it? Homie, that's what Medicare is. That's what Medicare is. It's a one-size-fit-all for people over 65 or whatever. Oh man, so we have two conservatives. We have two conservatives on this stage right now. I'm sorry. I try not to show any bias on this stream. Yeah, thank you. DV8. Notice how all of them didn't say healthcare is a human right. At least from what I heard. I think Mr. Thurman was the only one who said anything close to a universal healthcare. So yeah, we have two conservatives on the stage who are saying that healthcare is not going to be universal healthcare is not going to be a priority. Big yikes. I can't believe she would say a one-size-fit-all solution ain't it. Damn, bad woman. What's her name? Betty Yee? Bro, let me give you some free PR advice. Never refer to universal healthcare as a one-size-fit-all solution unless you're saying it's a good thing. Because saying that as a bad thing, oh my God, that's bad. Oof. I'm going to make a TikTok about that. I gotta. I'm sorry.
That the needs are quite diverse. And here in the Inland Empire, one of the great promises that I think I would like to invest in here is how do we uplift a healthcare workforce right here in the IE that can be responsive to being able to provide culturally competent care, that can be responsive to the chronic health conditions that so many are suffering with. And as we look at what is happening around the state, every single region of California has unique attributes and needs. And so I believe we're going to be at a time where, yes, this will be very tough to fight back what is coming at us from the federal government, but at the same time, it's creating an opportunity for us to look at different types of partnerships in our communities, to look at healthcare where we are being informed by the people who are the most affected.
When she says different types of partnerships, she just means more middlemen. She means more insurance, BS. I don't want more partnerships. I want partnerships. Healthcare has way too many middlemen. Oof.
He was a Medi-Cal recipient. We navigated that.
Medi-Cal, why would she accept that? That's a one-size-fits-all solution.
I'm a part-time caregiver for her. And so I understand just the whole multitude of issues that are related to healthcare today. But all to say that I think at the end of the day, what makes us really rich in California are our diverse communities. And I hope healthcare can come back to be more community-based.
Thank you. Our next question has to do with taxes and health care. California has a notorious boom or bust budget, and signs are pointing to deficits coming up on the horizon once again. To balance the budget, where would you cut?
Insurance is the mafia,
yep. Revenues or taxes? And how does health care play into this? I know it's three questions here, but I'm going to let you parcel it out, and we're going to start with Superintendent Thurman.
I think Californians are struggling with the affordability crisis. If you look at data, folks in the Inland Empire are feeling the impacts of that more than anywhere else in our state. One of the things I'll do as governor is provide a tax break to Californians so that you have more money in your pocket to contend with the high costs for gas, for groceries, and housing costs. We'll build 2 million housing
related to
units
healthcare.
in the state
Okay.
of affordable housing by the
I'm
year
getting disappointed by
2030.
him again.
We will create good-paying jobs where we expect employers to provide health care to their
No,
employees.
that's not universal health
Who
care.
require their employees to use Medi-Cal and public assistance, they will pay additional fines. We will provide taxes on those who are wealthy and have access to greatest influence so that we can provide for our seniors, for people living with developmental disabilities, for foster youth, for others who depend on our public programs.
Let me get this straight. You're talking about tax breaks for some,
yes,
raising taxes for others.
Yes. Absolutely, without question. As a progressive candidate, I am going to be very clear that my focus is taking care of working people
he's a progressive
in the
candidate?
state, and that those who are wealthy have to do their fair share. We can't ask Californians to pay any more, and no one should go without access to health care or a good-paying job. The Inland Empire is the place where the greatest growth should happen, and I'm going to lead that as governor.
Mayor Villaraigosa.
Safety.
Why does he keep standing up?
Healthcare, education, job number 2 and 3.
Sorry to blow out the mic, but why does he keep standing up? Sit down, Villaraigosa.
3 areas of the budget that I'm going to try to protect as much as possible, those 3 areas. Look,
job growth. This was about healthcare.
We're looking at multi-billion-dollar deficits. The Trump cuts added on top of that. So we got to grow the pie, everybody. This is the toughest state to do business in the United States of America. I'm not making it up. Those of you who are small business owners know that. We know that. It's a really tough state. We're going to have to build again. You're right. We're going to have to build again. Market rate, workforce, affordable, homeless housing, the whole multifamily dwellings. We're going to have to build the infrastructure.
Multifamily dwellings.
As some of you know, Governor Gavin Newsom made me his infrastructure czar. Why? We built more infrastructure in LA than any city in the country in those 8 years in the middle of a recession. We thought out of the box. We
Which
looked
recession?
for innovative financing.
Oh, man. I mean, I guess
loans,
probably
a bond
2008,
program that we
right?
could loan against. So we're going to have to grow the pie, but focus on the basics: healthcare, education, safety.
Mayor Villaraigosa, you say grow the pie very quickly. Does that mean
You stood
increase
back
taxes
up.
on some?
He sat down and stood back up so
it means
fast.
grow the pie. We already have the highest taxes in the United States of America and the highest cost of living in the United States of America. So I want to grow the pie the way I did in the middle of a recession in 2009.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
You know, I think when we talk about taxes, I look at it in a number of ways. One, what are the priorities that we want to be sure that we fund under any circumstance? And I would say, I would agree with Mayor Villaraigosa with respect to the priorities. But also, what is a tax system that's going to actually help us grow our economy? We have to grow this economy and continue to bring in additional revenue.
So
How do we build
she said
economic
make
resilience
the pie
against
bigger.
further federal actions possibly that could be hurting Californians? And so this has to be about a future orientation about what this economy can look like and ways that we can attract, frankly, business from all parts of the world because we are a global economy and we are diverse. People want to do business with us here in California. So one, growing the economy. Two, being sure that we are taking care of the basic needs of Californians so that they actually can be part of the economy and be able to work. And that will be healthcare, childcare, education. And yes, if we build economically sustainable communities, that includes housing, and we're incentivizing business development in our communities, we can take care of public safety at the same
press
time.
X for
Would you be in
doubt.
favor of raising taxes to do that on some?
Yes. Look, with the
Okay,
magnitude of
so
the cuts
she
that we're gonna be
said
seeing, just on
raise the
Medi-Cal alone,
taxes.
we cannot borrow our way out of this. But before we do
Okay,
that,
yes,
I want to be sure
I
we're making
agree.
the case that we're making
Medi-Cal
our healthcare
alone
system much
is
more
not going to
efficient
be
and
able
that
to
we really are gonna
do
have
pay
a
for
much better
it
shot
through
at
borrowing.
increasing access and affordability for Californians.
That's paying social services with
So let me answer the
loans
question
is
straight
never
out
a good
with regard
idea.
to taxes. We have billionaires who are paying at a lower tax rate.
This is true. This is true.
Jay
Jay Obernolte said.
We have to
Jay Obernolte said that the few years that Representative Jay Obernolte said that for the few years that Elon Musk lived in California, the amount of taxes that he didn't pay was outweighed by the amount of jobs he created. So the Javier Becerra is right. Billionaires need to pay more taxes because he was not paying any in California.
$75,000, $150,000 isn't becoming rich in California. They're just making do. You have someone who's making $150 million, $1 billion, and they're being taxed at a lower rate. So absolutely, we have to take a look at our tax code to make sure we get the revenues we should so we can fund the activities we all agree have to be part of that mix. Childcare has to become more affordable for families. We have to build more housing. We have to take care of our transportation. We can't continue to spend billions on high-speed rail and not get high-speed rail for it. And so when I'm governor, we're going to finish high-speed rail, but we're not going to continue spending billions
Bro,
of taxpayer
that's very
dollars that we're getting
positive.
nothing for it. Healthcare? How many times have you gone to one place and said, it cost me X amount to get an operation, and someone says, gosh, I paid 3 times the same price you did for the same operation. Something's going on. There's lots of money in the system. We are the
Too many
fourth largest economy in the
middlemen.
world.
Too
But
many
families are saying,
middlemen.
I don't feel it. So yeah, we can be rational when it comes to our tax code, but then let's put the money where it should be. On healthcare, I can tell you right now, there is too much money being misspent. We need to provide it to those at the front door, not in the emergency room door.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
true.
you.
Okay,
As
he
mentioned
said
earlier, today's questions were also sourced from the
progressive
community, and I would like to
health
bring in one of the
care
members of the community now. Please welcome Esmeralda Vasquez with the Inland Empire Labor Institute.
Yo.
So as someone who works closely with families every day, I see firsthand how rising costs for housing, healthcare, groceries, and gas are making it harder for us to get by. Even as the Inland Empire experiences significant growth and new economic opportunities, many of our residents are still living paycheck to paycheck. Our region's skilled workforce is essential to the state's success, but they need real support to thrive. What specific steps will you take to ensure that economic prosperity is shared by all Californians and that communities like ours here in the IE are not left behind? Thank you.
Thank you, Esmeralda.
See,
Mr. Villaraigosa, we'll start with you.
Hold on. Sorry, I want to see that question again. What specific steps will you take to ensure that economic prosperity is shared by all Californians, aka what are you going to do to redistribute the wealth, right? And that communities like ours in the Inland Empire are not left behind. So I would imagine it's like the Inland Empire is not one of the more wealthy communities in California. So I think we need, or at least this question is a little bit more wealth needs to be redistributed to the IE.
IE are not left behind. Thank you.
Thank you, Esmeralda. Mr. Villaraigosa, we'll start with you.
Here we go. Stand up again.
That the role of government
and walk around on the stage, make everyone feel
government has always
uncomfortable.
protected the rich and powerful since the beginning of society.
Yes.
But the least among us have always struggled to have a voice in government. I spent my entire life
in
focused
government.
on the least among us. I was 15
okay.
years old and started out with the Great Boycott. student leader.
There you go.
Walkouts. I was fighting for immigrants cuando no podía hablar ni una palabra de español.
I don't even know what that he said.
And they needed a voice. I've spent my whole life doing that. When I was Speaker of the Assembly and the State Assembly, when I was a labor leader, I understood that that's what we have to do. So what do we have to do with respect to the high cost of living? Look, everybody, we need an all-of-the-above energy policy. Energy policy,
security. Okay, that's his
getting rid of
approach.
gas
Okay.
Refineries. And gas prices are going to go up to possibly $8.75 to $10 a gallon, according to USC. I tell people, I'm not defending refineries. I'm defending people that drive a car 2 hours from San Bernardino to downtown.
Oh, yes, that's it.
Everybody loves to talk about, and should, that we need homeless housing. We need market rate too. You got to build the supply. And I've got a record.
We need more supply for sure.
Supportive housing in 8 years than they did in the 12 years before me in the middle of a recession. Why? Because I understood that was the responsibility of
Okay, I'm going to say something controversial real quick. I feel like Antonio Villaraigosa is the Cuomo of this, is the Andrew Cuomo of this panel, okay? He's the old politician, got the old, money, got that old. Okay, sorry, Betty, go for it.
Standard of living. There is no reason why the Inland Empire, given the attributes that it has as the logistics center for this region of the state, can't be attracting manufacturing and technology jobs. This is a region that has been, frankly, passed over when we talk about innovation and technology, and yet we know that we have a lot of expertise here. And so I want to be sure that we are not missing and making place-based investments right here in the IE so that those jobs are going to get created. But also when I think about the IE and just what families are going through, oftentimes we think about as government, like what's the next new shiny thing that we can do to solve a problem? We actually have programs that work during this time when so many families are stressed. I want to just highlight some programs that we've had a chance to work on, but here in California, we have an earned income tax credit that could put money in the pockets of working people. We have a young child tax credit that can put money in the pockets of families. And we have a foster care youth tax credit for those who are transitioning out of foster care. The reason why I bring those up is because those programs have been demonstrated to actually reduce poverty and to uplift standards of living. And they have a proven track record. They could be put to use during this time. And I know that it may be temporary, but those are things that actually work, and I hope can actually give people a lot more dignity as they're trying to balance the burdens of daily life.
Thank you. Mr. Becerra.
So,
Becerra's standing up again. Now Becerra's standing.
Not just in California, but the country. Because see, my parents, a dad who didn't get past the 6th grade, he was the oldest of 8 kids, so he had to start working right away. My mom, who didn't come to this country till she was 18, when she came married to my dad with $12 in their pockets from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico.
Wow, from Guadalajara.
My dad would say, mijo, si me puedo levantar en la mañana, ir a trabajar, va a ser un buen día. My son, if I can get up in the morning and go to work, it's going to be a good day. Because
That's
if you
true.
Work, you might not put food on the table.
What a work ethic.
We stopped rewarding work somewhere along the way. And
yes,
people like that construction worker, my
bro,
father, that clerical
we
worker,
have.
my mother, can no longer do what they did. They were able to save enough money to buy a house. They sent my 3 sisters a night to college or the military. They kept their health insurance. And they retired in dignity, not in Utah or Arizona or Nevada, here in California.
They retired in California.
Blessings. I don't know.
No. Can I do that? No, I don't know yet.
Esmeralda, what you're talking about is making sure that we reward people who give their sweat and blood to our state to build it. And so that means make housing affordable. You don't have the down payment. I'm going to create those programs that expand down payment opportunities for first-time home buyers, because that's what stops you from creating wealth, not owning the biggest asset most families will ever own. I'm going to make it so that your kids can go to college, so the UC system is open to your children, so long as they're getting decent grades. And I'm going to make sure the people who work here, not just the executives and the professors, but the workers who clean this place, can take advantage of a program that's made available.
He said no
only
professors.
Right now to the executives. And that is
Thank you, Secretary Becerra.
Oh, I'm sorry. But it's a make available program for first-time down payment to get into a home. Workers should be able to get that, not just executives.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And Mr. Thurman.
My apologies.
Reclaiming my time.
Okay, they're all laughing together. That's kind of good.
To live in this community and to work right here in Riverside.
Oh, he worked in
California School for the
Riverside?
Deaf in Riverside. Go Cubs. I've learned that the Inland Empire has all of the resources to really create tremendous opportunity around job creation. But there needs to be a shift away from low-paying jobs that have created
just like I said with the warehouses earlier,
and health hazards and poor air quality to good-paying jobs. And California has those sectors, and I've had a chance to work in those sectors. Our biotech sector can provide 600,000 jobs in this state alone, not to mention what it can provide for other places. We have 85,000 jobs in computer science and STEM-related careers that will go unfilled unless we align all of our institutions. We have the resources in the Inland Empire to make this happen. We have great schools, we have community colleges, we have great universities. We're right here at a great institution of education. We have to align all of these institutions of education with our employers and make the commitment to say that the Inland Empire is going to be the place.
just like how Cal State San Bernardino tried to do, but dropped the ball on physician assistants.
Population and the greatest opportunity. And as your neighbor and as governor, we're going to invest in an Inland Empire to have those kinds of jobs. And we're going to make sure that we create opportunities in healthcare jobs. And those who want to be teachers, we provide scholarships and grow your own programs for those who can go into high-paying wages right here in their own community.
Thank you, sir. This next question has to do with the sandwich generation.
Sandwich
Many
generation,
Californians
what's
are balancing
that?
work while caring for children and their aging parents. They often have growing financial strain. As governor, where would this issue fall with your priorities? And what specific things, including budget amendments or anything else, what specific things would you pursue to support working families and to really strengthen the care system in this state? Ms. Yee, we're going to start with you.
Okay, thank you. I feel like I'm living this currently as a part-time caregiver. Look,
oh, that's right. She mentioned that earlier.
Sector. You know, when we look at
Professionalize.
care, all the way from those for our children to our elder adult loved ones to those with disabilities and special needs, these are professions that require specialized skills.
Yup.
And when I look at the opportunity to actually professionalize it and have this be a vibrant part of our economy, I see all kinds of possibilities. And all the way from how we actually provide care to being able to be sure that families are not going to be economically strained so that they can still participate at work. And also look at having employers be a part of this conversation in terms of more generous leave policies should their employees need to
I don't know if employers would give more time off to take care of your elderly parents.
You know, one of the things that I want to just highlight again, because so many are in the sandwich generation and they feel the pressure. They feel the pressure. And I do hope that we can uplift just a lot of these programs I talked about earlier, because it is just having a little bit of dignity to say, you know, can I just have money in my pocket to be able to hire somebody to provide some respite care so I can take a day off? So these earned income tax credits really work, and I hope that we can package them into a bolder, you know, building options for living with dignity, because this is what it's about when we take care of our loved ones.
Thank you. Secretary Becerra.
So, like Betty, I'm in the same circumstance, although my mom's a young pup at 92 compared to Betty's. She lives with me, and my three sisters and I have an arrangement where we each take our mom responsibility from our mother a quarter every quarter. Well, we break it up into 2
That's pretty good.
And I guarantee my father died in my home after 4 years living with us, and there's nothing better because they are being cared for by the ones who love them.
In their home, in their own
that
homes.
Never get compensated for having done that.
Yup.
If I'm governor, home care will be compensated. If you are a family member, that should not discriminate against you from being able to get some compensation for giving up the ability to actually go out and work and earn more money. It would cost us more to have your loved one leave your home and go into a facility and get care.
Yep.
But we're
So
just not
pay,
smart. So
pay.
when we talk about where we're going to save money, absolutely, home health care must be respected. I just came last week from a session with a home care worker who was the daughter of the 2 people she was caring for, her parents. And she does a tremendous job. She gets paid, not a lot, but she gets paid.
Not a lot. Yeah, that's right. It's freaking minimum wage, brother.
We will treat healthcare not like a commodity, but like an indispensable part of our family's life. We love them. Let's love our healthcare with them.
Thank you. Superintendent Thurman.
I was just thinking we must all be the sandwich generation that you're talking about. I'm caring for my cousin who raised me. When my mom died, I was 6 years old. My mom had cancer, and a cousin who I didn't know took me in and raised me and my 5-year-old brother. In a household, we were raised on food stamps, in the free lunch program, and government cheese. My cousin worked as
government cheese. No. Always haunted by government cheese. Jesus.
We have to strengthen programs like in-home
sandwich generation and government cheese.
Care for a loved one, but they should be provided with better wages and better training and better opportunity to do that. We also have to recognize that many Californians don't qualify for a program like IHSS from an income standpoint.
Oh, thank you for mentioning it.
California has to create a long-term care system that allows Californians to buy into a system of long-term care to be able to provide for their loved ones. The costs to care for a loved one in nursing care or at home are exorbitant. To have someone to come into your home is exorbitant. And so we have to create a system to provide long-term care. California can do it. California's already created a system to help those who cannot get access to homeowners insurance to deal with all type of crisis. And so this is where California needs to go to care for our elderly. We have been saying for decades that we are experiencing the silver tsunami, the aging of
silver tsunami. I love that. Yes.
Care for them.
The aging of all the old people.
For all Californians.
Thank you. Mayor Villaraigosa.
Wow, all 4 of us. I was blessed. As I know
Big Sandwiches bought these candidates,
took care of my mother for the last 3.5 months of her life. All by myself, 22 hours a day, left work, nearly got fired. But I tell people I learned more from that experience. The woman who struggled every single day to make sure I had the health care I needed, I got blessed to be able to do the same for her.
Yep.
And
I big agree with that statement.
A number of you, I was walking in my shoes. I was at a long care, this home, where 2, a husband and a wife and a husband are caring for 2 people for 12 and 22 years respectively.
Wow,
and
that's a long time.
Love, I mean, you talk about the love that these people are giving their families and the people that they're caring for is amazing. It really gave me the energy to come here and want to speak to you all today. I'm the author of IHSS. I did the IHSS program because of what my mother went through and because of what I saw people going through. I authored that program. In fact, a lot of the things that we're going to be talking about today, I've had
Okay, then if you wrote this, homie, because I actually I do IHSS with my abuela. She's 92 years old, my grandmother. And I'm looking at this pay stub I have over here on my bulletin board, and I desperately want to show it on stream, but I don't want to dox myself. But it says my hourly rate is $18.60. And then like it's bad. $18 is not good, you know? The freaking people working at McDonald's at this point be making more. But I can't complain. It's a job that allows me to set my own hours, to take care of my grandmother, which is something that someone in our family would be doing anyways. It helps me with some money, and it gave me the opportunity to go to school full time. So I can't complain. But yeah, it would be nice to have a little bit more per hour.
Had a role in making happen, and we've got to expand it. We need long-term health care insurance for people because all of us are getting older, and many of us have children and have to take care of our parents as well.
Thank you.
And I went over, so I'm sitting.
That's okay. We're keeping tabs on the.
Sitting down.
I went over the least, but I acknowledged I went over.
Oh, several of you have already mentioned housing and the high
Grandmother
cost
is
of housing in
94.
California. And stable housing is one of the strongest predictors of good health. And the high cost of housing
can only imagine what
is
it's
one of
like
the top
to
concerns
care for
statewide.
her. You and your
Many
family
Californians
deviate.
are having to decide whether to pay for rent or for basic needs like food and health care. And some are just one paycheck away from losing their homes. As governor, how high of a priority would improving housing affordability be for you? And what is one specific step you would take to address it? We'll start with Mr. Becerra.
So I was at a forum about 2 weeks ago where I was asked a question by a young woman who said she was not looking to buy a home the older she got. And so she said, what policies would you enact as governor that will help me? And I said, the first policy I'm going to enact is to convince you to buy a home, because there is probably nothing you will do that will help you generate the wealth that you will need to be able to help your family, your children in the future. Because few of us have the capacity to invest in huge ways in the stock market or know where to invest in the stock market. The greatest generator of wealth is the equity that many of us have as a result of owning a home.
But the home ownership, using home ownership as an investment like that is partly what makes housing so expensive. I would love to ask him what,
at a higher amount, and you then can pay back the equity through equity what we gave you. We're going to make it so that you get in a house, and we're going to obviously have to build more. As the son of a construction worker and a former construction worker myself, that's why I proudly wear this pin. I have been endorsed by the laborers union. I will build so we have the housing we need.
Thank you.
Okay. Since he's endorsed by the laborers union and whatnot, and construction and housing is this thing, my question to him, to Javier Becerra, is how can you simultaneously say that the value of housing is what people essentially he's saying it's a nest egg, the housing money that is generated from that is what it's going to create intergenerational wealth essentially, but at the same time he's saying that we need to build more housing. And why do we need to build more housing? I would imagine you'd say to lower the home prices, so that way, that young lady he was talking about that asked him that question could actually buy a home. But it just doesn't make sense. You can't do both of those things. You cannot simultaneously say that you're going to increase the supply of housing and have the value of housing be the same or actually increase, because increasing the supply of housing is going to decrease the value of housing. That's just simple supply and demand, simple economics, simple supply and demand. Crazy. I wonder if he got a question. I don't think so.
Mr. Thurman.
Too often are trying to choose between paying for their housing and their healthcare costs. More times than not, those are our seniors. If we're being clear, 50% of those who are unhoused in our state are elderly Californians. And so I'm working to pass a $10 billion bond to build affordable housing as a start. As I mentioned when we began, I'm leading a plan as we speak to build 2 million housing units by the year 2030. And to be specific, in every county in the state, every school district has surplus property that is ready to be built on right now. It doesn't require any additional permitting. It just requires some support for the pre-development. California's housing market has struggled because we haven't built supply. I'm looking out at great leaders in this audience. The Mayor of Riverside, I see my colleagues from the state legislature, Senator Cervantes and Supervisor Medina,
Cervantes was there. Damn.
Resources in these communities to help build more affordable housing. The American dream is slipping away. The ability to own a home. And I too believe that on top of building these units, we will also provide down payment assistance for those who want to purchase a home and to experience the American dream, and to provide scholarships for those who will be doctors and nurses and healthcare, teachers, police officers, firefighters, in good paying jobs where they can afford to buy a home and live the American dream.
I don't know
So
about
you're saying
that.
the $2 million you're doing right now on surplus
School property.
Okay.
There are 75,000 acres that are available for development right now. If you want to know where they are, call me up 1-800 where you at. I'll tell you where they are.
All right.
We'll,
1-800 where you
building those
at?
units.
Damn.
Thank you. Mr. Villaraigosa.
Yeah, I grew up
Stand
in
up
a
again,
home
homie.
where we rented for most of our life,
Yeah.
which is why homeownership was important to me. I was
Yes,
able to buy a
I
home
agree.
back then when I was 25 years old.
25?
Working at a nonprofit, the East LA Health Task Force and the Center for Law and Justice.
Damn.
Today, and we always thought that homeownership was the pillar of the American dream.
Yeah.
And now for our kids
Is it?
who can't buy a home without us, the reality is
Yep.
3 roommates in a crowded apartment. That's not working. That's why so many people have just lost hope, and why this issue of affordability is so important. So what do we need to do? I told you, we need to build all of the above when it comes to housing, not just affordable workforce and homeless, but market rate as well. Because what happens, if you don't have market rate, they go to workforce. If you don't have workforce, they go to affordable and just jack up the prices. The other thing we need to do is clearly, you're right on, use that surplus, but there's also city and county property. There's empty property that's unused. We've got to take advantage of that. We've got to address a permitting and red tape in a state that's the worst in the United States of America. If you read the book Abundance, this is the toughest state to build anything in, including housing. And it's why nobody
Oh my God,
the
Ezra
2 million
Klein.
that you mentioned. Nobody's done it. And so we're going to have to streamline permitting. We're going to have to address a broken CEQA system. And my
time's up. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Wow. Good job.
It's nice to have that right in front of you.
Thank you. Colleen, you asked what kind of a priority housing would be. It would be a top priority. One, it's not just because of the struggles that so many Californians are having getting into the housing market, but it's essential for our economy to attract businesses here. Some of the biggest concerns by employers who are looking to come to California isn't taxes, it's about the cost of housing. Where are their workers going to live? And so this has to be a priority.
Yeah, that's why they get H-1B visa workers and are just, letting people, remote workers.
Sector participation as well. Look, housing, I break it down to 2 things, land and finance. Where do you build? Can you maximize where you build? Yes, surplus lands, but also looking at where we have blighted areas. We used to have redevelopment. I'd love to bring some of that back because that could expand what we build. Looking at reuse, adaptive reuse, preservation. Those are easier options and quicker options, frankly, to add to the housing stock. But also when you look at housing, I just want to say the state needs to really get our own house in order. We don't have a statewide funding source, permanent funding source for affordable housing. We have a fragmented system of financing programs, and frankly, not a lot of accountability for it. And so I hope that we can do better relative to that. Actually have a system of incentives so that our local partners are expediting permitting, so that they know that if they do that they're going to have much more help from the state.
Thank you. We have another community voice who's going to step up right
Oh,
now.
okay,
We
hell
bring
yeah.
in Nicole Labai Sanchez with True Evolution. Nicole.
Hi.
Oh, wow.
Riverside County has one of the worst mental health provider shortages in California.
Oh, here we go. Mental health
with one
trigger
provider for
warning.
370 residents, far fewer than counties like Los Angeles. Despite our rapid growth, we're projected to face the most severe shortages through 2033. As governor, what specific policies would you implement to expand our mental health workforce and ensure our communities receive equitable access to mental health care?
Mr. Thurman, that goes to you first.
Thank you. I am, as you know, I have provided scholarships for those who want to become mental health clinicians.
Wow.
Starting in our schools, and they get a scholarship of $20,000 to start so that we can expand the number of mental health clinicians who work all around our state. As we speak, I'm pursuing legislation that would make it possible for California students to go to college for free. And we are prioritizing
hell yeah.
those who would work in healthcare and mental health in places
If
like
only
the
Cal
Inland Empire
State San
and Central
Bernardino
Valley,
didn't
and other
fumble
areas
their
that have been without
healthcare
Prior to
program.
the pandemic even, we've seen extraordinary shortages and lack of those who can be provider. Since the pandemic, I've been providing over a $4 billion program to provide mental health to our schools in the form of community schools to have access to resources for health and mental health to support students and their families wherever they are. This is the issue of our time, and it is an issue that can be solved. But we have to create grow your own programs that allow young people in this community to become the healthcare providers. And by my count, the best way for us to do that is to remove barriers to them becoming the clinicians. I spent my entire career working in mental health. I helped to launch the 988 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week number that you can call for mental health, because mental health is real, and we have to remove the stigma. And the best way that we can do that is to have professionals who look just like us in the community, helping those in the community, and we will provide scholarships and loan deferrals for those who want to be mental health clinicians here in the Inland Empire.
Mr. Thurman, thank you. Mr. Villaraigosa.
Suicide is the number one cause of death among youth.
Yep.
We've seen that since the pandemic.
Well, I thought it was
mental
school
health,
shootings.
not a crisis, an emergency. People are killing themselves. They're struggling partly because of the affordability issue, but
Gonna have to
many
censor
other issues.
this in the
we need
edits.
mental health parity. You're right. With respect to, we've got to encourage people to go into the mental health profession, but then we got to pay them the same way. The state went after Kaiser because they were providing good physical health, but not providing the mental health care that people need. And we know that more and more people need that. So we have to incentivize people to go in the mental health profession, but we also got to pay them. And that's why I led the effort on the MCO tax. I said that healthcare was one of the 3 basics that we got to get involved with. Well, until last year, every year, what they cut is they cut, programs like healthcare. And so a number of us said federally qualified health clinics, the hospitals, the CMA, the nurses, all got behind an MCO tax that said the issue isn't coverage, the issue is access, because people can't, get a doctor to give them care when they get $7 for that visit. And so mental health parity, use the MCO tax to make sure that mental health is being treated the same way as physical health.
Thank you. Ms. Yee.
I agree with the mayor. Look, we do have a mental health parity law here in California, and I don't believe it's being enforced fully. Our enforcement agency is not doing its due diligence with respect to seeing whether our healthcare systems are actually providing the same rates of reimbursement for mental health practitioners as they are for physical health practitioners. We are not looking at our health systems in terms of whether they are continuing to build a robust provider network to deal with mental health for our diverse populations. So we actually need some better oversight with respect to what is currently the law here in California. But having said that, I'm going to actually talk about mental health because I've actually seen a lot of examples around the state as I've traveled, and that is, again, this is not a one-size-fits-all. There are lots of reasons why people are in need of mental health care, from young people to our older adults. Maybe it's about geographic isolation, maybe it's coupled with substance use, but there are
like in
there are
Palm
models that are
Springs,
actually being generated
Palm
locally
Springs, the nihilist bomber that bombed the what's it called, fertility clinic,
and how they're actually reaching the access point so that they can be directed to the mental health practitioner. But we do have to grow this workforce. But we grow that workforce and making sure that they are getting paid so that they stay in the profession and also are able to provide, again, that culturally competent care and the really essential follow-up that so many need once they are in the system.
Thank you. Mr. Becerra.
So COVID exacerbated the problem we have in this country
for
with
sure,
mental health
without
challenges.
a doubt.
9 in 10 Americans, if you ask them, will tell you we are experiencing a mental health crisis. When I became secretary, the president asked us to leap into this one big time because so many people were dying, not of COVID, the disease, but of things like drug overdose, suicide, ideation, and the inability to access the care that they needed when everything was closed down. So we went to work.
People were not able to get see their therapist and stuff.
Phone call, text, or chat, and you will be directed to someone who can give you help. Some 12 million people reached out in its first 2 years. Then we expanded the network of care. Once you make that call, you need care. So we expanded what are called the Certified Community Behavioral Health Clinics, the CCBHCs, which are 24/7.
I'm going to skip to the next question.
To fix it,
because we're running short on time.
Be specific on this. And I believe we are going to start with Mr. Villaraigosa.
Yeah, let's go about the homelessness thing.
Look, folks, we spent the number is $24 billion. That's just the state. I was mayor of the biggest city in the state, so I know how much the city spent. The counties, all of $24 billion. They did an audit. And the audit was inconclusive. But we know this, $24 billion.
They couldn't figure out what happened.
On homelessness.
Yeah, what a waste.
The only programs that seemed to work were home safe and rental subsidy. Everything else, where did it go? We're spending, on average, $850,000 a unit. Most of you can't buy a home. Most of us can't buy a home for $850,000.
He said most of you can't buy a home. He said, and had to correct himself to say most of us.
Some people in LA and other places are doing small homes.
Yikes.
Some people are doing innovative things. We can't just throw money at a problem. We got to throw money at things that work and then get rid of things that don't. We got to double down on what works, everybody. And so I mentioned it. We've got to build more. We've got to make it easier to build in this state. But I've also said this. I don't believe we should criminalize, as some people have argued. I do believe we should be compassionate.
He doesn't want to criminalize homelessness. Interesting.
On the streets, that's chaos, everybody. When you could put encampments in front of schools and parks, we know what neighborhoods they're going to be in. Not the affluent neighborhoods. They're going to be in our neighborhoods, and that's just unacceptable.
Ms. Yee.
So we have to look at both sides of the ledger. We must do better in terms of preventing people from becoming unhoused. Because once they are in that cycle, it is going to be much more costly. And what we're not doing when people become unhoused, one, is just really understanding the complexion of who is unhoused. We're talking about families now. We're talking about students. We're talking about working people. And yes, there is a portion of our homeless population who have chronic mental health and substance use issues. So how do we look at actually trying to serve this? I look at homelessness, bottom line, shortage of housing. We've got to build more housing, absolutely. But we also have to look at it as a continuum. And a continuum meaning, to Secretary's point, that we're going to look at homelessness as this end of the spectrum of the continuum all the way up to homeownership. And there's got to be accountability for every step of the way to get there.
Yeah,
there's got to be data that helps us measure
I don't know
outcomes and success.
Yeah,
It's bottom line an accountability issue. $24 billion we spent on homelessness. No coordination between the state, the cities, and the counties about who does what, and we don't know what has actually worked. And what we're actually trying to deal with are populations of people who are actually holding and possessing like multiple social determinants of health. We're trying to tease this all out and think that, okay, if we're going to actually put them in shelter, that's going to solve the whole problem.
No.
That doesn't solve the whole problem. And so
because they don't want to be there
sometimes. How we measure it and really use our dollars so that we can go from being serving those who are unhoused all the way to going into intermittent supportive housing, permanent supportive housing, stable rental housing, and homeownership.
Thank you.
Okay.
Secretary Becerra.
Okay. That's
So,
ambitious.
I was for a year the chair of our Interagency Council on Homelessness at the federal level, working with HUD, working with VA, working with the Department of Education. One of the things that we encountered that was the most difficult was local governments would say to us, we pulled down $1 from HHS, from HUD, from VA, but every time we pulled that dollar down, we couldn't pull them together and spend $3 on a project. We had to go through different paperwork for each one of the departments.
Yeah, thank you, DVA. We need a Department of Community Service to help with the homeless people and the mentally ill. Yeah, I think honestly, if we just fund healthcare, which includes, mental health, right? And if we help people get housing, that we will see enormous improvements, and then we can go from there. We don't need to think so far ahead about getting homeless people to buy houses, right? We just need to get something done. And I think healthcare and helping subsidize rent or something, I don't know, could be it.
That we send down to the local governments to make sure we address those who need permanent supportable housing.
Thank you. Superintendent Thurman.
Again, putting it in today's context, nearly half of those who are unhoused in this state are older Californians. Shame on us, and we can do better.
Honestly.
That's why I'm promoting this bond for $10 billion to build affordable housing. Right now, we can house those who are elderly in our state. There are 240,000 homeless students in our state. 10,000 of them are unaccompanied minors on their own. If we don't help those students, those youth, they will become homeless adults. And so my policy right now is to provide them wraparound supports and subsidized housing so they learn independent skills and get connected to jobs and training programs so that they can continue to be housed.
We're going to skip to the next question too. Sorry.
What concrete steps would you take to address the health impacts of climate change, particularly for communities most at risk? And we'll start with Ms. Meade.
Health impacts of climate change. Honestly, I don't know if there's anything you can do about that right now. Seriously. So I'm going to skip that. I'm sorry, I'm being really biased right now, but it's because I want to. Oh, they were on that for a lot too.
To address the fact we're not building the grid, everybody. We built 167,000 charging stations in the last 10 years.
Okay, yeah, so they just turned this into a job.
We're working day in, day out.
Okay, Governor Newsom has often taken a confrontational approach to the current federal administration. How would yours differ? Okay, I want to see how people answer that question.
I have some experience with Donald Trump. President the first time. And I think most people remember that he came at us really hard over and over, and we counterpunched even harder.
Yeah, in the first admin,
20 times and winning most of those
suing
cases,
him over 120 times. Jeez.
Our values, our resources, protect our people from most of the worst that was coming at us from Washington, D.C. But here's what people didn't see. Just as I sued Donald Trump and ICE for trying to require us to do ICE immigration raids, and we beat him at that, at the same time, my special agents that I have at the Department of Justice were working day in, day out with ICE, FBI, DEA, marshals, doing drug interdiction at the border, going after sex criminals, and going after organized crime. Let's recognize that the federal government is our largest partner. We must work with them. We will not take a knee, but we must work with them.
We will not take a knee. Okay, so he's saying he's not going to. He's going to take the Gavin Newsom approach.
Either working with them in collaboration and partnership, or by taking them on, as I had to do when Donald Trump was president the first time.
Superintendent Thurman.
Never thought in my 57 years I'd live to hear the day where a U.S. president says they're going to get rid of the U.S. Department of Education. Well, we said not on our watch. We've seen this a dozen times to restore $1 billion. It's a family program. $1 billion that he illegally impounded from California for migrant education, for summer school programs, for after-school programs. I wrote legislation this year that our governor has signed into law that says ICE immigration has no place in California schools, period, end of story. We have also supported legislation that says ICE should never appear in a hospital or an emergency room. Imagine that a president
would not, could not even imagine.
Would choose to not seek out medical care when they need it.
Terrible.
And so I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm showing you how I'm already fighting against this administration. We have to.
But under my watch,
thank you.
I will not stand as governor and watch people, ICE agents, because I've never seen it in my life. I've been fighting for immigrants my entire life, dressed from head to toe like the Ku Klux Klan, unidentified, coming in.
Oh, man. Sorry, viewer. Gosa said ICE is, he said they're dressed like the KKK, where you can't even know their ID. Yep.
Separating kids from their families. I want to work with them. but we will fight them wherever we have to, and particularly around these ICE raids, around due process, around freedom of speech, about what they're doing to the UCs, trying to change academic freedom and everything else. I want to work with them. But he's made it clear he wants to hit us in the mouth. And I tell people, who better to fight back than somebody who came out of the civil rights movement, a labor leader.
All right, then do it, brother. Do it.
Want to work with him, but we're going to push back. We have to push back. What do? Why was Prop 50 important? Prop 50 was important because the people got to decide, we're going to vote him out. We're going to vote the House out. And we got to build a movement. I'm here because there was a Civil Rights Act and a Voting Rights Act. Folks, we got to build a movement, a peaceful movement that says
he's talking about
no to what they're doing here. So yes,
he's talking about the Save Our State initiative.
We'll fight them when we have to, too.
Thank you. Betty.
We've got to push back. Any harm that's inflicted on any of our communities just is not
now available
on
the KKK now available in Tactical Black. Hilarious. Thank you.
Particularly on issues, and I'm going to just raise one. We've got a border pollution issue that really requires the role of the federal government in terms of how we're going to work with the Mexican government in terms of the Tijuana River
pollution at the border. Wow.
Look, we are a donor state.
Yeah, they're just going to build the wall to fix
ICE
it.
Enforcement.
Okay, let's go to the next
Congress
question.
has decided to make it a priority. That $170 million.
Okay, we have a few rapid fire questions we're going to throw at you.
Here we go.
Very quick questions. I'm going to have my colleague begin here.
Yeah, so you're just going to raise your hand, all right?
Oh, you got to raise your hand. They're all going to raise their hand. It's like Jeopardy.
Will increase funding for domestic violence prevention programs and support.
Oh, see, they all.
Raise your hand if you support the state playing an active role in funding and delivering youth sports opportunities for all of the children in California.
Oof, okay.
Raise your hand if you support creating a state fund or augmenting existing programs to increase access to fresh food in food desert communities.
Okay, they all unanimous.
Raise your hand if you support a state-level single-payer healthcare system in California.
Oh, Villaraigosa did not raise his hand. Hold on. That was one size fits all. Why did he not? Oh.
System in California.
Okay, so Thurman was first, then Yee, then Becerra, and Villaraigosa did not raise his hand. Wow.
And raise your hand if you support establishing a one-year moratorium on evictions for families facing a certified medical crisis.
Ooh.
I have to ask this question before we move on, because Mayor Villaraigosa, I've seen you doing snaps. We all know where that comes from.
Oh my God.
On every single question here, almost. You're in agreement. So my question is, what differentiates you from the person sitting next to you? And I'm going to start with you, Ms. Yee. 30 seconds, please, on the clock.
Oh my God, this is so busted. I'm
Somebody
sorry.
who likes to govern with strict accountability. So not just throwing money at a problem, want to know what we're getting for our money and building on what's successful and rethinking what's not.
Okay.
When I tell you I'm going to do something, it's because I've done it before. When I tell you I can run the state of California, the largest largest state government in the nation, it's because I ran a government agency with a budget 5 times larger than the state of California when I was Secretary of Health and Human Services. When I could tell you, when I say to you I could take on Donald Trump, it's because I did take on Donald Trump and I beat him. So what I want you to know is that when you say you're going to do something, have them show you that they've done it.
You have a lot of tough decisions ahead of you to make a decision. A lot of good people who are running to be governor. I implore you to think about 3 things when you make your decision. Experience, and as I've talked about today, 18 years as an elected official, as a school board member, city council member, state legislator, twice as your state superintendent.
He's saying that I'm different from them because I have different experience. They're all already in government, homie.
2 million housing units, how we will address homelessness, how we will create good paying jobs in this area. And lived experience. I'm somebody who lost both my parents at the age of 6, grew up in a household where we didn't have food half the time, and that's what many Californians are dealing with right now, and that's why I've talked about providing a middle class tax credit to give folks more money in their pocket to deal with the high cost of affordability in our state.
Colleen, you said I was going like this, and I was because I'm mostly agree with a lot of what I've heard here.
Oh my God.
I've known all of these people for a long time, and I respect the fact that they're willing to throw their hat in the ring. But folks, there's only one person that was mayor of the largest city.
He's doing his closing arguments already.
The United States of America. I'm sorry, the largest city in the state, second largest city in the country. I was mayor in a tough time. Took crime down 50%, increased the graduation rate 60%, number 1 American city in reducing carbon emissions, number 5 in the world, and built more infrastructure than anybody in the United States of America.
We're doing fast.
Everybody. I've done this kind of job. That's what separates me.
Okay, we're going to
and then why'd you lose it?
We have about 30 seconds here, so we want one quick, fun question. Paulette, go for it.
What one healthy habit did you learn earlier in life that you still maintain today? 10 seconds.
Healthy habit.
Okay. Healthy habit.
Go for it.
Start with Betty.
When I need a quick fix snack.
No worries. Go to
sandwich.
sleep. Healthy sandwich. Okay. This is cringe. This is cringe. I'm saying.
We drink water.
Drink water. Okay.
My basement breakdancing, I was popping and locking and getting it
Oh
done.
my God. No. He just danced on stage.
I work out every single day. I was in the gym this morning at 4:30 every morning.
Oh, in the gym at 4:30 every morning.
We'd like to close now and invite each of you to share a brief reflection on your vision for a healthier and more equitable California.
Okay.
You'll have 90 seconds for
Fast
your closing
forward.
remarks.
Big
And we will
fast.
begin with Mr. Villaraigosa.
Villaraigosa, go for it.
Again, thank you. Look, I can't see everybody. I can see the front row, so I know that you come from LA, Riverside. I think a lot of you have come from all over Southern California. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring enough about the future of this state to be here. This is a state with enormous possibilities, everybody. You know, all of us grew
It's
up,
okay.
you know,
It's
we grew up
okay,
with
Marcelo.
silver spoon.
Don't worry. Go to sleep if you need to. I'm going to end the stream in about 10 to 15 minutes anyways. So
we love to talk
have a good
about we're
one.
the fourth largest economy in the world and don't admit we have the highest poverty rate in the United States of America. There's something broken with that. You know, we already have high taxes, but the high cost of living is suffocating people. It's a big reason why so many people went with the people that believe that we got the flat earth, and the other ones who got their heads stuck in the clouds with the pie
He's saying
in the sky.
it's no wonder that we have. Sorry,
you know,
that's too much to unpack
all the
there.
priorities
That's
we have, because
crazy.
we got a lot of priorities today, everybody, and someone who's willing to say no. Come on, you know, if someone tells you they're going to do everything you say, you believe that. Take that if they're selling you snake oil. The next governor's going to have to make
Healthcare is
tough
snake
decisions.
oil.
I've made tough decisions. It's easy to take on your opponents, Donald Trump. It's a lot harder to take on your friends when they're wrong.
Oh, that's a good line. It's easy to take on your
Thank you
opponents.
very
It's
much
a
for the
lot harder to
opportunity
take
to-
on friends. Hell yeah.
To share some ideas with all of you. Look,
Oh, she stood up too.
I just want to say this about California. We live in a great state. We live in a wonderfully diverse state, and at the end of the day, it's the people that actually make us great. We can solve any challenge that faces us because of our people and the talent that we have here. But what we're facing now is so many Californians who can't see themselves in terms of their future here in California and to be able to call this state home. But I really
Yeah, no,
feel
so
that
many
there's a lot
people
of
have
promise.
moved out of
And why there's a lot
California
of
'cause it's
promise is that
so
we need to govern
expensive.
in a way where we are bringing the voices of our diverse communities to the decision-making table. This is the only way we can do it. As I said earlier, there's no one-size-fits-all that solves any problem in California. We have to understand that we have lots of attributes of our regions, lots of opportunities in our regions, and the challenges that you're all facing are going to inform us about what policies are going to work. I've been a controller of the state for 8 years. I was on the tax board prior to that. I've been a state budget director. I know how to balance budgets, and I know how to say no. But what I also know is that the policies that we have
I
had
know how
are
to
no
say
longer
no.
working because it's been about shifting
Damn.
responsibilities. And here in the IE, what you are experiencing in terms of your lived experience is a lot of shifted responsibility because you are bearing some of the biggest challenges in your daily lives right now. So as your governor, I promise that governing is going to be about how we restore and build and strengthen communities throughout the state, particularly those that have been underserved right here in the IE.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Becerra.
We sent a powerful message on Tuesday, November 4th.
Oh yeah.
We're going
Prop
to stand up
50.
for what's right. We're going to resist the overreach, the abuse. We're going to rebuild our safety net and affordable housing for all. And we're going to lead. We're going to make it clear that we can get through all of this. But I hope we're not misled by one day, one vote. Americans,
I don't
Californians,
know. It depends.
we're tired. We're tired when we walk out of the grocery store, we have so little but paid so much. We're tired that we have to constantly adjust the thermostat so we don't pay so much for the heating or cooling bill. We're tired that we don't know how we're going to save enough to send our kids to that good college or apprenticeship program. We're tired. And we got to do something about it because they will look for another place where they won't be so tired.
Yeah.
And so this is where we have to
Utah.
have fight. But we have to know how to fight and we have to know how to win. This is where experience will matter
Montana,
most. And I say to you, whether it is
Idaho.
the chaos and man-made disasters coming from Washington, D.C., or it is the affordability crisis we
Yeah.
suffer from right here in California.
Marcella, to answer your question, I say it's way too early in the governor's race to actually take these people at face value. So it's more interesting just to see what they're saying at this point when they probably most people are not listening.
My grandparents who were immigrants who came to this country, as I say thank you to you for the opportunity to discuss these important issues. My grandparents came from places like San Andres, Colombia, in Jamaica, in Detroit, Michigan, away in Mississippi, all looking for the same thing, to create a better life. And they landed here in California, where I was born. My grandparents cleaned bathrooms for a living, wanting to see a better life for their children, and education was the way forward. And I'm working in this state to make sure that every one of our children learns to read by 3rd grade and gets on a career pathway that allows them to earn a great paying job. The ideas that I've shared with you today are informed by the 18 years of being an elected official and 20 years running nonprofits to address the needs of the elderly, our homeless, foster youth, and young people who need an opportunity. As I've shared with you, the key is that we must have a governor who blends the experience and lived experience and has a vision for our state. You've heard me be very specific. We can build 2 million housing units right now by the year 2030. We must address the lack of affordable housing, providing good paying jobs and addressing crime and safety, and the Inland Empire is the area that should see the greatest amount of growth in the next several years. We have all the resources to align our educational institutions with our employers to create good paying jobs.
Let's
so
do
the folks
it.
who live
Let's
here
do
can
it.
afford to care for themselves
Align
and their
the
families and
educational
have healthcare as dignity
institutions
and as a
with
right. Thank you for allowing us
jobs.
to be here.
Do it.
Thank you so much to our candidates for participating today. Thank you so much for our audience.
All right. Thank you.
On behalf of everyone here at UC
Health
Riverside
Matters
and our
Forum,
statewide partners as
UC
well,
Riverside.
thanks for being part of this movement. Healthcare matters. It matters for everyone. The election now less than a year away. We're grateful to our viewers from across the state. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Paulette and I think you should get out
Aw,
and
that's so
enjoy some of
cute.
that California sunshine.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank
but
you,
it's
Colleen.
been
Take care.
raining.
Thanks.
All right. We're going to end the stream here, okay? Thank you for being with me for this incredible 2 hours. Or however long it's been. I feel like it's been longer than 2 hours, honestly. So I try to stream every Sunday, but sometimes homework and life gets in the way. But the semester is almost over, where I plan to stream more often. So please hit subscribe. Have a good night. And I will see you back next week. Everyone have a good one. Peace out. Thank you for being with me.